My name is Kelvin Owusu, Ansah. Let's get into the latest in the world of sports. Let's start from the Ghana Premier League. The final game of match week 15 played yesterday at the Wafa Sugakope Park, where Wafa had to endure Accra Lions had to endure a very poor start to the game. They managed to come back from a goal down to defeat their opponents in Swatramine by 2-1. Head coach for the team, ex-Maswell Kunedo, he was so unhappy after his lads let him down from not getting to the top of the Ghana Premier League with that loss.
We were trying to push some few men forward, but against the round of play, they equalized, and that destabilized us a bit. I think we should have remained focused and make sure that we were doing the right things, covering the little spaces that we left behind. So I think that costed us. We should have, maintained our shape at the back, close the pockets of spaces that we left for Heart of Lions Accra Lions to operate within. We give them enough space, especially from where the cross came from. We should have closed that gap a bit to limit their chances of sending in the cross. Then that cost us. Well, that's football. It's part of the game. We need to go and fight hard. The battle is not yet over. We'll keep fighting until we get back to winning ways.
Until they get back to winning ways. For the technical director for Accra Lions, Ibrahim Tanko, he was happy his lads were able to stay resilient, especially in the second half, to grab all the 3 points.
And very good, brother. But the second half, what was the tonic that changed the psyche of your boys as they came onto the field?
Yes, I think, like you said, it's a game of 2 halves, and we slept in the first half and wake up in the second half. Definitely, we spoke to them in the second half because, you cannot play at home and then after 30 seconds, you are chasing 1-0. That make it very difficult for you. The second half, we deserve to win. We have to score more goals. We have chances. But I think at the end, 3 points is good for us.
Well, so that is from the technical director for Accra Lions, Ibrahim Tanko. Now to Hatufuk, and their coach Bashir Tijani was to see some new signings in January to bolster his squad. He believes that with the help of these new players, his side can improve upon their performances.
Yeah, I'm very happy that now the window is open, that you can buy another place, new place. Because of like I said, we need players with character. Trust me. Because as of always I say, it's a result-oriented team. So you need players that have that character. Because like you said last week, it's all about concentration, right? And this is the minute that we score at 6 or 7 minutes. We defended. Look the time that we defended our goal and possessed distance. So I think I say we are unlucky. We are unlucky. We have to go back and come back scoring.
So that is from the head coach for Accra Hatufuk now. But at Bechim United and their coach Kasim Mengolo Kansi is looking ahead to a very big clash against his former side, Bechim United, on match week 16 of the Ghana Premier League. After 6 games without a loss, recording 5 wins and a draw, he hopes to increase his points tally.
It's going to be an interesting game. Very, very interesting. Very solid side. Which I'll tell you, very, very one of the best teams in the league. I'm telling you. Look at the materials. They played together for about 3 seasons together. Very solid. So it's going to be an interesting game. Very, very interesting. I also know them. So it's football. We're going to play. So the better side will win that day.
Well, the better side is going to win that game. Now, let's take a quick look at some of the latest information with regards to the Champions League and the Europa League knockout stages. For the UEFA Champions League round of 16, FC Porto have been drawn against Arsenal. There is Napoli against Barcelona. There is Paris Saint-Germain also having a very big clash against that is Real Sociedad. PSG will play first at home. Inter Milan against Atletico Madrid. That seems to be the tie for the two-legged affair. Now, there is also Lazio against Bayern Munich, and then Borussia Dortmund against PSV Eindhoven. FC Copenhagen play against Manchester City, and Leipzig against Real Madrid. Now, the first legs will be expected to take place on the 13th and 14th, as well as the 20th and 21st of February, with the second legs on the 5th and 6th, as well as the 12th and 13th of March, respectively. So that is the UEFA Champions League draw. Now to the Europa League playoff draw, and these ties are expected to be played on the 15th and 22nd of February. So Feyenoord play against Roma, RC Lyon against Freiburg, there is Benfica against Toulouse, there is Galatasaray against Sparta Prague, there is AC Milan against Rennes, as well as Young Boys against Sporting Lisbon. There is also Sporting Braga against Karabakh FK, and then Shakhtar Donetsk against Olympique Marseille. So these are the games that will be coming up in the UEFA Europa League. Now to Manchester United goalkeeper Andre Onana, and he's not happy with his form at his new club after 6 months in the Premier League. Onana is confident he will come better than he is currently.
But like I said, everything is temporary, and I came here with a lot of ambition. I wanted to win everything, and things went wrong, and things are not going how I want. But now we can stay positive. But if I have to speak about my season so far in United, I'm not happy, because I know I can do much better. I've done it, and I know I will do better than what is happening now, because like I said, football is just a moment, and it will change, and when everything will change, we're going to become the best again. But before that, we have to be strong. We have to survive. We have to try to play our game, win games, and be positive together, especially when things are not good. Is where we need each other, because when we are winning, it's quite easy. Everyone is happy. Nobody's talking about mistake and the rest. But when things are not good, is when we need each other.
So that is from Andre Onana. He wants to get better, and he hopes to get better from his current form for Manchester United. Now to the Club World Cup, and Fluminense, held by Marcelo, former Real Madrid player, advanced to the World Cup, Club World Cup final after 2 goals in the final 20 minutes, proved enough to beat a spirited Al Ahly 2-0 in Jeddah on Monday. John Arias' penalty broke the deadlock before John Kennedy secured victory over the Egyptian side in the final minute of the 90 in Saudi Arabia, getting all the fountain jubilation from Fluminense. Al Ahly were left to rear a number of missed chances as the Africa champions failed to find a way past 43-year-old Fluminense goalkeeper Fabio. Now the Brazilians will face either Manchester City, who are the UEFA Champions League winners, or Japan's Urawa Red in Friday's final. The last 10 Club World Cups have been won by European sides. So this evening, Bernardo Silva and his team have a number of injuries they have to deal with, but he says they can still do well without these players present.
Well, Erling is a very important player for us, of course. We're not going to deny that. Erling or Kelvin or whoever is missing, but the biggest strength of this team of Manchester City since I arrived 6.5 years ago was that no matter who was not playing, we still managed to be the same team. We still managed to win games. We still managed to fight for all the titles. And yeah, we're going to keep doing that. If Erling Haaland is not present, we're not going to say that he's not important, and we're not going to miss him, because of course we're going to miss him. But we have Julian Alvarez to play striker, and he's a top striker, so we're not going to say that that the team will look bad. So our job is to find solutions and to do our best with the players that we have in the moment. But of course we miss all of our injured players. In this case we're talking about Erling, and of course we miss him, yeah.
Well, of course, they miss him, but Pep Guardiola has revealed he's not against the Club World Cup being extended to 32 teams from 2025. However, he is against not giving players the chance to recover between seasons, as they are too loaded with lots of games to play.
That's what it is. They decided to create new chance. Okay, so the World Cup before it was less teams. Now the World Cup is a lot of teams. The people could not think, the World Cup in Qatar many years ago, it happened. Many years the World Cup will come here, just to adapt and rely on the people who decide this. I'm saying the same. I'm not against the new competitions. I'm against for the lack of time to recovery between year by year.
Well, Pep Guardiola there. Now, Manchester City have themselves been fined £120,000 after their players surrounded a match official of the Premier League game against Tottenham Hotspur. And yes, a very unfortunate incident there. Erling Haaland, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Diaz, Rodri were all among the players who were around the referee. Now to the EFL Cup this evening. There's a big clash between Chelsea and Newcastle United. Mauricio Pochettino does not want to reveal lots of information about Christopher Nkunku and he doesn't want to give the player pressure as he recovers to join Chelsea's first team. He hasn't played a game yet for the Blues since joining from RB Leipzig.
My worry is to put too much pressure on him and to say, oh, now he's arrived the guy that is going to make us to win every single game and to change everything. And I don't believe that it's going to be like this because he now needs time to recover his feeling. Hope that the star maybe tomorrow play and score 3 goals and then be consistent. But the most important thing is not to create too many pressure on him because he needs to find himself in the competition and then to adapt in a team that was competing in the last 4 or 5 months without him. And that is why we need to be careful.
So that is it there from Mauricio Pochettino. But Eddie Howe has discussed Newcastle's difficult draws in the Carabao Cup. They faced Manchester City earlier, eliminated Manchester United, and are now facing Chelsea this evening.
The 2 draws we had previously to this one was probably as difficult as you could get. Manchester City, whether it's home or away, and Manchester United away, and then of course we get Chelsea away. So, but I think the beauty of the 2 games we've had previously is we've proved that we can raise our game against the top teams in a cup competition that brought so many great memories for us last year, and I think we're determined to try and progress. We're determined to try and create more memories.
Creating more memories, according to Eddie Howe. That game is at 8 p.m. tonight. Now to Ghana winger Abdul Fattah Issahaku, and he delivered a man-of-the-match performance to aid Leicester City to victory at the St. Andrews against Birmingham City. The 19-year-old provided 2 assists in the 3-2 victory as the Foxes maintained their place at the top of the championship table. In an electric start to the game, the Sporting Lisbon loanee broke free from his own out before finding Steffi Mavididi, who opened the scoring in the 10th minute. Well, the leveler came from Jordan James for Wayne Rooney's side, but Dewsbury Hall once again latched onto a fine pass from Issahaku to restore the lead later on before another goal from Mavididi to get the second. Well, so they hit the trademark Mohamed Kudus celebration, and Issahaku is on some very good form. This is the second time this season he's provided 2 assists in the game. James, however, gave Birmingham a breather just before the game ended. 2 consolation goals, 3-2 victory for Leicester City, who still sit at the top of the championship table. So very good news for Abdul Fattah Issahaku and Ghana coach Chris Hughton ahead of the African Nations Cup that comes up in January next year. Now to some results from some other leagues. Atlanta thrashed Salernitana 4-1 last night as Girona also defeated Deportivo Alaves by 2-0. So today, Urawa Red Diamonds against Manchester City at 6 p.m. in the Club World Cup, and Everton will play against Fulham, Port Vale against Middlesbrough, and then Chelsea against Newcastle. In the Spanish La Liga, as Atletico Madrid against Getafe, Granada against Sevilla, and Rayo Vallecano against Valencia. Well, that'll be all for sports today on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Johnny Hughes and the rest of the team continue to serve you with some fine stuff on 3FM 92.7. My name is Kelvin Owusu, and there is more sports news on 3news.com as well as 3 Sports GH across all the socials. DJ Abiam, as always, is present to serve you with some fine tunes. Have a brilliant Tuesday.
Get ready for the most exciting event of the year. It's the 3FM OY Party. Join us on the